Hey everyone, it's Mindy from the OG Sports Network. Welcome to another episode of Major League Baseball. We got 16 plays here today for your football Saturday. So hopefully you guys are still in the Major League Baseball mode. I certainly am, especially because we're waiting for a couple weeks before we get to football. That's right. All right, let's go ahead here and get started today. Let's do it. Add it to the stage. There we go. All right. Game number one is going to be the Nationals versus the Pirates at PNC Park. It's Hers on the mound, 3.75 ERA over his last five, 4.09 this season, versus Ortiz, 3.1 ERA over his last five games, 3.19 this season. This one was a rainout from yesterday, so they're going to be starting it up early. The Nationals bullpen, 1.16% lower than the Pirates over the last five games. This Pirates offense, they're batting minus 4.5% over their season-long average. Only hitting 190 right now. That's not so good. And this offense is actually, for the Nationals, 5.3% better than the Pirates. We're going to go ahead here and go with the away team. We're taking the Nationals here. We'll take them plus the 1.5, only because that is the higher percentage. It comes in at 64.2%. Let's take that run line. All right, Yankees versus Cubs at Wrigley. We got Schmidt. He is coming off of injury, so we're kind of going to go ahead and play this one as a bullpen game versus Assad. 3.29 over his last five games, 3.21 this season. Yankees pitching has been better than the Cubs by 2.51, runs. This Yankees offense has been pretty hot. They're scoring 6 runs per game. Right now, the Yankees offense is 2.6% higher than the season-long average over their last five games and are 8.3% better on that offensive impact category. So everything offensively. Cubs right now, they're slugging the ball at a whopping 474. That's not so good. The Yankees offense is actually 28.3% more than the Cubs. Is that possible? Well, that's what the numbers say anyway. If we just look at them over the last five games, let's take the New York Yankees in a bullpen game with Schmidt on the money line. It comes in at 63.8%. All right. Rays versus Orioles. It's Pepio on the mound, 3.91 over his last five, 3.76 this season versus Eflin. He has a 0.9 ERA. Can't even find it. 0.9. It's microscopic out there. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Orioles here on the money line. They keep capitalizing on opportunities here as of late, putting up 6.5 runs, 5.1 runs per game over their last five, 4.5% higher on average. The Rays offense only a 603 slugging, and the Orioles right now, they're 6.2% more than the Rays offensively, 12% higher when it comes to on base and slugging. Let's take the home team here on the money line, 59.9%, have them winning 4-3. All right, the Tigers and the Athletics. That was a wild game last night, wasn't it? I tell you. We have Basso for the Athletics. He's one of those that hasn't pitched since like July. So this is another one. We're kind of considering this one to be a bullpen game versus Herder for the Tigers. 3.65 over his last five games, 3.25 this season. This Tigers bullpen has been exceptional. 1.455 lower than the Athletics over the last five. We're going to take the Tigers here. On the money line, it's even, minus 100. Let's take them. 56.2%. Here we go. Reds versus Mets. Junis versus Quintana. What's it going to be, you guys? What's it going to be? It's our second highest play on the board, coming in at 6666. Now I'm scared. All right. Well, all you got to do is text the word win to 223-203-1821. I'm going to be working on a new text plan here over the weekend because it seems like half of you guys get the plays just fine and the other half don't. So we're going to work on something better so we can be a lot more predictable with getting things in on time. But you also get WNBA here as well. Again, I won't be doing football for a couple weeks yet. So you just have to hold it. You just got to wait. It's okay. It's okay to wait. All right, Diamondbacks versus Astros. Rodriguez, 5.33 ERA over his last five versus Kikuchi, 2.45 over his last five. Astros pitching has been pretty good. They're 1.79 runs less than this Diamondbacks team right now. D-backs only hitting 217. Astros, on the other hand, slugging 932. And they're up 14.8% more than the Diamondbacks on the offensive impact categories over the last 5 days. We'll be on minus 165 for the Houston Astros here today. Got them winning 4-3 at 61.3%. All right. Phillies took it to the Marlins yesterday. Excuse me, it's Nola, 2.1 ERA over his last 5, 3.29 this season versus McCoggin, 5.4 ERA over his last 5. Marlins offense, they're struggling, right? Suddenly they can't put up any runs. That's why we kind of take a look at what's going on in the short term with these teams versus what's going on with the long term, because we want to catch the hot bats versus the not so hot pitching and vice versa, right? So today it looks like we got hot pitching versus not so hot hitting. So we're going to go ahead and go under the total. The Marlins offense was 14.5% lower than the league average on runs scored, batting average, blah, blah, blah. Marlins offense only batting 216 right now. Have the Phillies winning 6-3, covering that run line. But the best play here, 56.2%, is going to be on the under. Nationals, Pirates, game 2. We have Parker on the mound, 5.13 ERA over his last 5, 4.27 this season, versus Keller, super elevated, 7.46 over his last 5, 3.88 this season. We keep talking about this Nationals bullpen, right? It's going to sound like a broken record today. Again, that Pirates offense, 4.5% lower. They're only hitting the 190. You've just heard these. This is one of these reasons why I truly believe that we're going to have the Washington Nationals here coming out on top. We have them 5-4, winning it outright. But again, the better play for us statistically is going to be we win more when we take the plus 1.5, even though we have to lay a bigger price on this one. Halos, Rangers, Anderson, he's elevated 6.08 over his last 5, 3.55 this season. And what's been going on with Leiter? He hasn't been hanging in there for too many innings lately, maybe only making about 4. 7 ERA over his last 5, 11.78 this season. Angels bullpen is 1.005 better than this Rangers team. Rangers offense, they're only slugging a 610. It's pretty much just Garcia is the only one that does anything right now that I can think of. But it does look like we got a high score coming in here with not so good pitchers, right? So we have this one coming in at 11, the 8.5. But our best play still is going to be taking the Angels plus the 1.5 runs, coming in at 66.4%. All right. The Rockies and the Brewers. We have a Block on the mound, 11.25 ERA over his last 5, 6.65 this season versus Myers, 2.93 over his last 5, 3 ERA, so totally staying steady there. Rockies pitchers, right now, they are 4.6 runs over their season-long average. It's not good. The Rockies bullpen, again, 5.34 is what they've been averaging. This one's going to get over the total today. We have the Brewers putting a walloping on this Colorado Rockies team, also going over the total. You can see it right there, 7-3. So going over is going to be the best play here statistically at 58.1%. It's one of those at minus 275. Those are ones that don't hit as much, like with our model predicting it, right? But when the model does predict those minus 300s, we are 8-0 in that one. So we have a perfect. But these 275 sometimes might not be the best plays out there if you're just looking at, big money line parlay, something like that. All right, Twins versus Royals at Kauffman. Bailey Ober, 5.19 over his last 5, 3.95 this season versus Marsh, 4.66 ERA over his last 5, 4.7 ERA, so staying steady. Royals offense is off a little bit, even though they blanked them, 5-0 yesterday. They're hitting 4.5% lower than their season average when it comes to batting average. The offense is 10.2% lower. On all of those offensive impact categories. Royals here still only hitting 209. They had that bad skid where they went 0-7 and finally got a couple back. But we're going to go back on not the Royals. We're going to take the Twins here today, have them winning 5-4, coming in at 63.7. Royals are a little sketch right now, as usual. White Sox, Red Sox. So we had the White Sox yesterday, and they just couldn't get it done. They gave up some runs in the 8th inning. Darn it. But we got Crochet on the mound today. He's elevated, though. Man, the guy just throws heat. But, like sometimes you got to have a little movement, right? 7.24 over his last 5, 3.61 this season versus Criswell. 4.7 ERA, 4.14 this season. Red Sox right now, again, they're scoring 1.5 runs less than their season-long average. This team in the short term, the Red Sox, are the ones really not getting it done. I think they kind of, lucked into a play there, but that's what that's what bad teams do, right? They allow that stuff to happen. White Sox offense is 4.5% higher than their season long, so they're actually playing a little bit of a good stretch here. Red Sox is 8.8% lower than their league average or their offensive impact category, so anything offensive. And the White Sox right now, they're 3.7% higher than the Red Sox. So we're going to go back on the White Sox here again on the run line. That comes in at 64.2%. Have a 5-5 tie. VIP Mariners versus Cardinals at Busch. So if you want this play, all you got to do to go over to ogcappers.com. You can find this account, the VIP account, in the All Cappers tab on the left-hand side. You just scroll down past the last 10 plays, and you can find our very best statistical play there every single day. This one here comes in at 67.9%. So make sure you go ahead and pick that up and use the OG15 at checkout. There you go. Blue Jays versus Braves. Berrios, 1.56. He's been getting it done over the last 5. 3.59 this season versus, Wellenbach, a 2.89 over his last 5. 3.69 this season. Right now, Braves offense, 10.7% lower on all of those offensive impact categories. Braves only hitting 213. Braves only slugging 537. Blue Jays offense, they're scoring 1.67 more runs than the Braves over the last 5. That Blue Jays offense, they're 20.8% more higher than the Braves right now when it comes to those offensive impact categories. So right now, we have a Blue Jays team that's pretty hot and a Braves team that's kind of not. So you can see there, we do have the Blue Jays winning this one outright 4-3. 4-3 is the most common score in baseball, you guys, because everyone's like, your model predicts 4-3 a lot. Well, yeah, I mean, it will because it's the most common score out there. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and take the Blue Jays here on the run line. So we'll take them plus 1.5 here, lay a little bit of a price, but like this one today. All right. Giants, Padres, Webb, 3.48, staying steady, 3.43 this season versus Cease, 4.78 over his last 5, 3.62 this season. Padres offense, they're kind of sluggish here as of late. They got it done yesterday, like 3-1, something like that. But the Giants offense right now is actually doing a little bit better. If we take a look at the little bit of a long run, 3.2% better over the last 5 games. So we will go ahead and take a run line here. Again, we have the Giants winning outright. So, I mean, that is a play that you can make, but our best statistical is what I give you, meaning we hit this one more than we hit that play on the money line. So we hit this one 59.0%. All right, let's do it. The Guardians snipped the Dodgers yesterday, didn't they? But we got Williams on the mound, 4.1 ERA over his last 5, staying steady, 4.55 this season, versus Robleski. He's been awful at best, 12.19 over his last 5 games. You guys, that's bad. I mean, 12 earned runs over 9. If you shrink that into about 5, I mean, that's a lot of runs he's given up, you guys. 6.82 over the 2024 season. The Guardians pitchers right now, they've been getting it done. They're 8.09 runs less than this LA Dodgers team. So let's go ahead and take it on the run line. So this run line means that you can take it at plus 1.5, but you can also go ahead and take that at minus 1.5 and get huge plus money if you would like. So we have the Guardians here winning 6-4 in this one, right? And it doesn't matter which way that you go on the run line, coming in at 58%. Either way on this play. It doesn't always happen, but this one is both sides. All right, you guys, that is what I have for you today. Good luck with your football Saturday. It's going to be a fun one. I mean, I'm looking forward to that Iowa State. I mean, I live in Iowa, right? But I am from Nebraska, so I'm super excited for Nebraska versus Colorado. So maybe we get a little bit of payback here today, but have lots of friends going to that game. All right, you guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. Bo is a little bit under the weather, so he's not doing videos for us for a couple days here. But look out for other ones. Solo did a great job there yesterday. You'll see even more content coming up. All right, you guys, hey, have a good one. Enjoy it. We'll see ya. Go Huskers.